very, very friendly and open.
It's just perfect, really, really perfect.
It's stunning.
So beautiful.
Everything is so organic and homemade. The other thing I like is the sense of pride that the Eritreans have. Everybody has that feeling like this is our community. And it's just, I don't see stuff like that at home.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the virtual 29th Eritrean Independence Celebration, live streamed from here in London.
What makes this year's Eritrean Independence celebrations, the 29th, different and special is that it is being held at the height of the global corona pandemic. The fact that we are celebrating our Day of Independence at a time when the entire nation is standing shoulder to shoulder in the fight against the corona pandemic lends an even more greater importance and significance to the celebrations. Unlike the previous 28 celebrations, in light of the prevailing circumstances, this year it was not possible to have the usual colourful celebrations. However, whereas in past years the week-long festivities would have been done out on the nation's streets, this year the festivities were held in keeping with the social distancing requirements over social media and traditional media. Eritrean Embassy Media in the United Kingdom played its part in ensuring that this august of days in Eritrean history was celebrated in spite of the corona pandemic by putting together a series of entertaining and informative programs. Programs were live streamed on YouTube and Facebook from 19th May to 24th May 2020 for 6 hours each day starting from 6 p.m. These programs included hitherto unrecounted stories of operations carried out during the liberation struggle, live music which underlined this occasion, interviews with the stalwarts of the liberation struggle, performance artists and their work, interviews with a number of current ambassadors of the state of Eritrea serving in different countries across the world. The 20 years of ensuring the development and sovereignty of the nation in the face of unprecedented threats and challenges, the role women played in the liberation struggle, the role of Eritrean community organizations in the fight against the coronavirus, reflections on the pride of achieving independence, the new era of peace and friendship between Eritrea and Ethiopia. The following ambassadors of the state of Eritrea participated in the ambassadors section: Ambassador to Italy, His Excellency Dr. Fisasian Petros; Ambassador to Kenya, His Excellency Bayene Rusop; Ambassador to Great Britain and Ireland, His Excellency Stefanos Habtemariam; Ambassador to Belgium, His Excellency Negasi Kasa; Ambassador to South Africa, His Excellency Saleh Omar; Permanent Representative of the State of Eritrea at the United Nations in New York, Ambassador Sofia Tesfamariam; Charge d'Affaires of the State of Eritrea in Switzerland and the Eritrean Representative at the UN in Geneva, Adam Osman; Charge d'Affaires of the State of Eritrea in the United States, Rehane Gebrehiwot; Representative of the State of Eritrea to the United Nations at Vienna, Abdulkader Hamdan. In this section, the ambassadors discussed the arduous journey taken over the past 29 years to safeguard the sovereignty of Eritrea, especially the challenges that the nation faced over the past 20 years because of the wars launched against it, economic sanctions imposed on it, and repeated military attacks. All these were intended to overturn the independence of Eritrea. an independence achieved through great sacrifices.
As someone who has been involved in cultural and public diplomacy for over 20 years, how is that different from your role at the United Nations today?
In terms of substance and issues, it's probably the same. You're fighting for Eritrea's interests in a different forum. In the public diplomacy, and you've been my partner in crime for many years, so you should know, there's more leeway, you're more creative, you're coming up with different ways of doing things. You can do cultural shows, you can do music, you can do face-to-face, you can go visit, travel. We traveled quite a bit around the world, and introduce Eritrea in a way that people refused to listen to us. But in the end, they had to come to terms with it because Eritrea wasn't changing. And we were determined to show that the image of Eritrea that was being portrayed on the outside was completely different from what we know of Eritrea, and that we were the representatives of Eritrea, and that we knew what was best for Eritrea, and we knew what Eritrea's color and image was. So I think there was a sense of determination that probably still carries me today as I go through the halls and do my courtesy visits and visit with other ambassadors. It's less hostile because you're doing, in diplomacy, they're very kind. They don't say the kind of things that people say to you if you're at a demonstration or on the streets or, or writing articles for that matter. So there's a little difference in that, but the forum is different, but the context and the issues are pretty much the same.
Something that really resonated with me during this trip was being back home. The last time I came to Eritrea, I was 7 years old. Being able to go back to Mandafara and be back to my roots and being able to share that experience with the group was something that truly touched me.
On the trip to Mandafara, the whole community was there, and we got to meet the different leaders in the community and to see how despite the fact there are 9 different ethnic groups and many different religions, they're all getting along and cohabiting.
In particular, the hospital, I was really impressed with all of the improvements and things that they've been able to do. Dr. Solomon was very gracious in showing us the NICU, and just that everybody there was fantastic. So Mandafara by far was my most favorite memory.
And we are proud to be Eritrean. Wishing you all so much love at this joyous time, and at the same time I would like to thank you all, Eritrea and the nation of Eritrea, of how you're dealing with COVID-19. Much love and respect to everyone, from mine to yours. Happy 29th Independence. Bye.
Eritrea turns 29 today. I just want to say a big happy Independence Day to all Eritreans around the world. I hope that you've taken some time out today not only to celebrate the independence, but to also remember our fallen heroes who sacrificed their life for Eritrea to gain independence.
Because whenever we have gatherings like that of our people, it never goes that way. So for me, it was almost like detox in a sense, because I've been conditioned to think one way all my life. So now that I'm seeing other things, I'm learning that, there's more to it than what you've been taught or told. Sometimes you have to go and see things for yourself and experience them for yourself and get the other side of the story so you can see the full perspective.
Oh my God, I really have liked Eritrea. First and foremost, the people here are so welcoming.
Eritrea is a peaceful country. Anyway, you leave your thing there, they will follow you, they will look for you. People here, it's like they're the one keeping peace.
It's just perfect. The water is so special. I mean, there are so many tiny, crabs, and you can enjoy. And the water is really like a perfect vacation. And also the people are so lovely. And the food is really special and amazing, and it's just super chilled and perfect, really perfect.
Realmente eso es lo que hablaba con mis amigos allá con los que vine. El viaje de Asmara para acá me hizo mucho recuerdo a mi país, que realmente era todo muy parecido con diferente gente, pero el camino fue fantástico y es algo que me trajo muchos recuerdos de mi país, realmente.
The ambassadors highlighted the coordinated efforts of the people of Eritrea in fighting against the challenges that it faced. They also explained the efforts that are currently being made in fighting the corona pandemic and pointed out the experiences of the people of Eritrea gained in fighting for its independence and preserving its independence will come in good stead in the fight against the current pandemic. In the Eritrea Today segment, Mr. Johannes Fasil and Dr. Takesta Gebrai discussed at great length the efforts, the ingenuity, the self-reliance needed and exhibited by both the freedom fighters at the battlefields and members of the underground resistance in occupied territories. The well-known Hollywood actress Ella also gave an interview and recounted her experiences of Eritrea in the Experiences of Well-Known Artists and Friends of Eritrea section of the program.
In 1991, where were you exactly? Do you remember when Eritrea was independent after so many years?
Yes. So I recently spoke about this because it was such a monumental moment for me. I never seen a day cry. She's always joyful, always smiling, always happy, always the first one to lead with hope. So I had been at track practice, it was in spring, and I came in and that day was singing at the table, just quietly humming to herself in Tigrinya. And she had tears in her eyes, and she was sitting we had this little kitchen table, and I remember I asked her what was wrong. It was so alarming for me, and she told me she was happy and that we were free, and then she smiled her beautiful smile, and it's like mine, and then she danced.
Films were shown that documented the experiences of 3 generations of Eritreans, which highlighted the huge price paid in the fight to gain independence. The film also showed how the challenges to safeguard independence while trying to pursue development paths to be self-reliant were overcome. In the section entitled The Role of the Arts and Independence, the role of the arts in preserving the culture and values of the Eritrean society in teaching history during the armed struggle and after independence. Professor Gideon Abbai from the United States, Ms. Ruth Negash from Malawi, and Mr. Jakob Gabretensai from the UK discussed issues around development and reconstruction. There was also a section for children where they were given an opportunity to express their love for their country. The programs were live-streamed from the temporary studios at the Eritrean Embassy in London, UK, by the Eritrean Embassy Media team on the occasion of the 29th Eritrean Independence Day. A large number of Eritreans residing in different parts of the world, Africa, Middle East, Europe, North America, were able to come together as one to celebrate under one roof. The 29th Independence celebration has served to strengthen the solidarity of Eritreans, especially at this difficult time where everyone needs to pull together to overcome the challenges.
ودع بلي هقري ودع بلي إريترا ودع بلي بلبلي سندقي نام بلبلي عم بلبلي سندقي نام بلبلي سالاقيا قبلنا يتمالي نلدتكي ببحتا دبلي ودع بلي هقري ودع بلي عم بلبلي سندقي نام بلبلي